Welcome to the Writer Reads Flash Fiction from another 365 days of flash fiction, month 3, day 31, Tolan's Debt. Tolan rang the bell, ran the stairs up the tower, seized the rope and shook it for all he was worth. And then he did not stay. He ran right down again and started saddling horses and hitching them to wagons. He was loading dry goods and blankets by the time the first settlers had pulled on their trousers and hit the streets. Some grabbed children, others animals, and still others whatever supplies and equipment they could carry. One or two even helped him with the horses. They were gone from their homes by the time the first shuttle landed. Where did they go? Scans picked up movement just before we hit Atmos, sir. They went east, swung into the woods, and vanished. From the scans? Yes, sir. All spectrums? That's what they said. All of them. Every last one. The commander looked around. Call in the wolves. They won't come, sir. Why not? Something about an anomaly here. Do we still have a trail? Yes, sir. Fine. We'll run them down. Copy that, sir. An hour later, he raised his fist and signaled them to a halt. The trail ends here. That it does, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about it? They're gone, sir? Commander Mallon's lips twisted with distaste. I can see that. Then I've got nothing more to add, sir. Head back to town, strip it clear, and we'll be gone. Mallon looked at the surrounding woods. This place creeps me the hell out. Me too, sir. They turned and froze. Do you? I see it, sir. Mallon opened his mouth to give the order to fire, but it was lost in a sudden surge of heat and flame, and he was gone before he could utter a word. The roar of the departing shuttle's engines was met with an answering roar, and the craft was hurled back to the ground, where it exploded. Wing beats and a downdraft's turbulence caused the first dragon to turn its head. Its jaw dropped in a reptilian grin as its mate landed unscathed beside it. Both dragons shimmered and twisted, shrinking into humanoid forms as they dispelled the magic concealing the townsfolk and their possessions. Will that suffice? Tolan stepped forward, forcing his hand to release the draft horse's reins. He nodded, his skin cold with fear and his eyes wide with awe, his voice momentarily absent. The dragon pressed his advantage. And you will pay us what you owe? Tolan dropped to his knees, bowing his head. My life is yours. The dragon cocked its head. We do not require your life, human, merely your services. Tolan waited. When the dragon said nothing more, he raised his head. Nevertheless, I'm yours to order as you will. The dragon eyed him curiously and then lifted its gaze to the villagers gathered behind him. Your life for all of theirs? It asked in puzzled tones. Why? Tolan raised his head. They took me in and sheltered me, knowing this day would come. They healed me when those others had declared my life forfeit. Without them, I would not have seen this day. And yet the raiders would still have come, the dragon argued. Some would say you're paying the debt twice over, once by helping them escape, and once again for securing their continued freedom. Tolan shook his head. Not so, my lord, for if I had not agreed to our bargain, then nothing on this world could have concealed them. So, you see, I've only saved them the once. At his words, one of the village leaders moved forward, laying a hand on his shoulder. It is still more than we would have asked. Tolan laid a hand over the leader's and rose to his feet. The price is still fair, he insisted, facing the dragons with a firm jaw. I will go with you now. The dragon's mouth curled into a smile. For now, we need you to stay in the town. Train with their warriors and study with their scholars. Learn under their tradesmen. When we return, your knowledge must be increased sevenfold. And when will that be? Tolan asked. Sevenfold, 7 moons, the dragon replied, its eyes scanning the people crowding its newest servant. Or 7 more lives will join yours in service. Its words were followed by gasps of surprise and dismay, and Tolan felt the village leader's grip tighten. He swallowed hard and nodded. It will be as you command. The dragons faded into mist. See that it is.